Hi, I'm Shane Pilster with Rivers of Steel. Welcome to our online workshops. Today we're going to go over this worksheet with graffiti lettering. And this worksheet walks you through the steps on how to make a comic book style font or the basics of graffiti lettering based off of your own handwriting. All the materials I have today are pretty much just paper, pencil, and eraser, but I have a few extra pens just to bolden the outline and make it pop a little bit. So what I'm going to do is draw out a few words that are kind of spaced out and in different styles so you guys can see how to use this same method on any kind of handwriting. So I'm going to just start out. I recommend trying to make the letters large so that way when you get further along and you can fill in and add 3D and such, you'll have more room to work with and it makes it a little bit easier. Also to note, I usually try to draw with my shoulder so it gives it more flow. You can draw straighter lines, you can make things larger. I'm going to do another one in cursive. Just write my name out. With cursive, I try to make it so the letters are a little bit more spaced out so they don't overlap too much. Now we do want some overlap, so that's why the letters are kind of close together. Now I have my basic handwriting here. I try to make everything as straight and simple as possible. What I want to do now is going on to the next step here is to outline each of these lines, keeping this line in the center. We can kind of create a rectangle, quasi-rectangle. I'll try to draw this out kind of quick for you so you can see the whole process. You'll notice that everything kind of gets jumbled and it becomes kind of a mess, but that's okay because we're going to be erasing all these extra lines that we're creating. Now while I'm doing this, also keep in mind that I've done this many times, so do not feel like the first time you do this it's going to be perfect. I recommend trying to do several of these until you find one that you really like. Alright, next step, get our handy eraser out here. I want to erase all the overlapping lines, all the lines that we started with. So that's why I recommend using a pencil at first. You can also do this with a light color pen and just fill everything in, which I can show you in another video. Alright, so the next step, you could call this done. You could do more of them. You can keep revising these. You can mess around with them. I'm going to outline these immediately, so just to show you the best way that I find to outline is to literally outline what we have left in pencil. So only the lines that do not overlap. To make this pop out a little bit more, I want to do 3D going to one direction. So I'm going to choose to go to the right. I'm going to make from every endpoint or edge here, so like on the R, here's the apex of the curve. I'm going to have a line coming off going to the right. I'm going to try to make all these lines the same length. When they go into another letter, you can just end it where the letter is. We're just going to fill it all in with black anyway. So I'm going to try to keep these all about the same length, even with this little guy because it comes out a little bit further. Alright, you do all these even though I'm going to fill them in with black, just so you can kind of see where the 3D would go. Alright, and then next we want to follow whatever line is here on the letter or the shape or whatever you're making 3D on. So for instance, on the H, this would be a vertical line. This one came out just a little bit further, so that's another vertical line. Fix that guy a little. This one has a more angled line right there. This has a curve, so I want to follow the curve of the S, which you won't really see much here, but you'll see a little bit more over here. So same curve. This angle comes down. So you can see I'm just following the lines on the letter. And then from here, I just want to fill in everything in black so it really makes it pop. Or you can fill it in with another color. That's why I made the 3D a little bit thicker. You can do designs, shapes. You can do some crosshatch, make it go a different direction. You can really do whatever you like in the 3D. There are no limits. So this one would have to come out here because this is about the length of the lines that I drew coming off the 3D everywhere else. Some more lines. This guy goes this way. Again, I highly recommend doing several of these. Get multiple pieces of paper. You can see even with this one, I didn't make it perfect. I can redraw it. Since it's in black, I could take another piece of paper and use this to trace over what I had done the first time and make it more clean. In theory. Add a little bit more to it. All right. And then I would do the same thing with this one. Outline it all in black and then add a 3D to it. And then I would erase the rest of these pencil marks. So now I have just a pen outline and I can come back in and fill this in with whatever colors or designs that I want. That pretty much concludes this first worksheet. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd love to see anything that you produce. Please email us, and there should be an email where you can download these worksheets on riversofsteel.com. Thank you so much.